So this week, I'm just going to point to a few interesting stories and talks that you can check out, and I'll include links to these in the description below. So first up, we have a talk by Ilya Sutskever. Now, if you don't know who Ilya is, it's this chap here. He's the former chief scientist at OpenAI. Now, he was one of the people behind Sam Altman getting the boot from OpenAI, but Sam Altman obviously returned, and Ilya Sutskever is no longer involved in OpenAI, as far as I know, and runs a completely separate company now. But anyway, the reason for mentioning him is that he gave this talk very recently, and in this talk, he goes into some really interesting discussions and gives you a lot of food for thought about how AI really works and whether it's just autocomplete on steroids or whether it really is a completely different model of intelligence. He also talks about how that is similar or different to human intelligence. And he also talks about what AGI could look like in very interesting terms. So this is quite a recent talk. I definitely recommend checking it out. Another interesting recent discussion is this one with Professor Geoffrey Hinton at the Royal Swedish Academy of Engineering. And there are some other really interesting panelists, and it turns into what is quite an interesting discussion about AI and AGI. Now, both of these talks, the one from Ilya Sutskever and the one from Geoffrey Hinton, I would put into the category of talks that talk about the real possibility of AGI. And if you're interested in a list of skeptical voices, people who are much more skeptical about the possibility of AGI and what the current AI systems can do and whether they're really intelligent or not, then let me know in the comments below and I can share a list of such speakers. Now, the other story that caught my eye was this comprehensive list of tech layoffs in 2024, and it's saying that the wave is still going strong. It talks about the fact that there's been 130,000 job cuts across 457 companies. These include all the big names, Tesla, Amazon, Google, etc. And it's pretty much the same story at smaller startups. Now, if you look at the number by month, you've got quite a big month with November at 5,925. The biggest looks to be August with 26,000 employees laid off. And you can see a detailed list at each of these links here. If we look in November, the most recent ones, you can see a really interesting list of companies. AlphaSense, a data and reporting company, has been talking a lot about how AI has been a core part of their main product. You've got LinkedIn eliminating 202, and then you've got AppLovin, which announced 120 layoffs. And this is just a week after they hit a $97.7 billion valuation. But it's not all doom and gloom. This article from FinTech Futures talks about how the AI boom is going to lead to an increase in demand for cloud computing and cybersecurity professionals, and the fact that there's a major skill shortage. And it goes on to list some of the types of roles that might be in demand in 2025. So that's the talks and articles that I thought were interesting this week. All right, so next up, some of the things that I want to take a look at in the background, which I haven't had a chance to yet. One of those is Windsurf by Codium, which is another one of these kind of AI IDE type tools. They describe it as the Windsurf editor is powered by an AI that can both collaborate with you like a co-pilot and tackle complex tasks independently like an agent. The AI is completely in sync with you every step of the way, and they've got some cool diagrams here. As I say, I haven't looked at this in detail yet, but it's something that I'm planning to get around to and hopefully get a chance to make a video on that. I have looked at other AI coding assistants on this channel, and I've also done a bit of a deep dive into Cursor AI and the competitive landscape of AI coding assistants, so I'll include a link to that in the description below, so do check that out. And next up, I have started making a video on flexible constructor bodies. This channel kind of started as a programming channel, so although we talk about a lot of AI and business stuff, I do want to get back to some programming stuff, so I thought the flexible constructor stuff was quite interesting, so I'm working on a video for that. Now, another video that I'm making in the background is about Rust and why it's so popular. What is it about Rust that makes it suitable to modern software challenges? Where does it fit? And how does it compare to the growth of other programming languages? So do look out for that. Let me know if there's any other interesting tech stories from this week in the comments below. And as always, if you don't want to be the last to know about important AI, tech, and programming news, make sure you subscribe, and thank you for watching.